Hello YouTube, it is I, RainingCardGames, and welcome back to another video. So, in 2023, we made a seemingly very successful video around the Florida Man. Now, based off the one of the comments in that video, we, as you can see, are going to be making a Detroit-themed deck. Now, sidebar, this is not an attack on the city or the citizens of Detroit. I have visited many times. It is a beautiful city. Please don't come after me. But before we go ahead and witness the beauty of this janky whatever I just created, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would graciously appreciate it. And hopefully not have legions upon legions of Detroiters. What would you call a person from Detroit? This is a Google search. In either case, it is time to see what we have cooked up. Once again, we are beholding a deck with little to no synergy. So, let's do the card by card. Anyway, first off, we have our Mad Dog of Darkness. We have packs of stray dogs that are literally ruling the streets of Detroit. I don't know where I'm going with it. We have the Detroit Lions. We have the ducks in the pond in the form of Drollbird. We've got the heavy freight train Derrick Crane running through parts of the industrial sector of town. We, of course, have our Stygian Street Patrol patrolling the streets of Detroit. We've got our garbage shredders. We've got guard dogs for certain compounds in the city. We've got construction train signal red as they're running new construction lines through the industrial sector. We've got that classic card D, the card Detroit. Big America, big Ford, big Chevy, big GM motor running through town. We, of course, have to have that oil because we've got all those motor industries in the town. We've got them garbage collectors running around the city. And, of course, we have D-Boys ready to drop the hottest mixtape ever seen in Motown. We've got more Stygian Street security as the cops are out and about. We've got more factories present with our dark factory of mass production. Of course, we've got our machine conversion factory. We've got to convert all these machines into excellent, beautiful vehicles. We've got our dark city. Also, sometimes it might be a wasteland. Some places you're not allowed to enter. And of course, you've got even more production from the factory lines. And of course, you do have some smog, as it is a city. Now, we do also have an extra deck. We have a beat cop running about the south side of Detroit. I have no idea what this is. I just picked Detroit as an arbitrary city. This could be pick any city. In either case, we've got some construction blockage as there's some work on the interstate. We've got the fancy posh side. I'm actually from Farmington. Anyway, we've got the gins to represent the musical side. A little throwback to Motown. And of course, we've got some acid golem. As with any industrial area, you do have pollution. We've got some roaches running around. We've got some more industry with the Marshall Metal Marcher. We've got more police presence with our Stygian sergeants. And of course, another representative of the Detroit Lions and Gravity Warrior. Interestingly enough, actually matches the color scheme. And of course, we've got our Scrap Archfiend to round it all out. Like I said, little to no synergy, but we are going to make something work out of this. Alrighty, so we're going to need a hero to patrol the streets of Detroit because for the first game, we're going up against Hero. Yeah, but joke's on my opponent. I've got two of my pseudo hand traps in my hand, so they can't destroy me by battle. In either case, they don't actually set up an intimidating board. Extra Hero Infernal Devicer and Shadow Mist. I go for the card D, and then they hit me with the mass change. This Dark Claw will be a little unfortunate, but it's okay. They just take my sweet, sweet oil. And I luckily get to keep my Drollbird in my hand. You know, players hate playing against Droll. In either case, we open up the factory for business, and then this is where we deploy the construction train signal red. Not once, but twice. They can't get through my defenses, and I draw one of my Detroit Lions representatives, which I can just go ahead and set, activate my beautiful wasteland that is Detroit, and as I swing in with the sweet sounds of Motown, they bring out the Spirit of Neos. It's okay. At least get rid of their Dark Claw, so that way my factory can draw and also, you know, maybe hopefully get me a potential win condition. But that is yet to be seen. But we still hold the advantage in life points. So there is that. We are technically winning. They just need to call time in the round right now. Time in the round. Any minute now. They're not calling time. In either case, they go ahead and they make the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. They also bring out an Element Core. They also keep the Hummingbird. I was really hoping to see a Neos, the card that Konami does not acknowledge exists. In either case, we lose. Come on here, Neos. Game number 2. We are going up against Rika Sun Avalon, and we just do a humble set and pass with our no entry, our factory, and our guard dog. Who knows, maybe this might work. They actually ash my Dark Factory with more production after I discard but a humble Droll Bird to the graveyard. So yeah, we hit them with Droll, but they have... Basically, yeah, they're going to be popping up fully. Rika Con, they get advantage. They go ahead and add the Primula, special summon, bring out the Rika Princess. They go up into the Rika Queen Strenna, which obviously is going to get them the big old goat once they trigger, but not this time around because Guard Dog's effect is triggered. No special summoning. We go ahead and we activate the factory to draw a little bit more. We go into card D, draw a couple more cards. It looks like we've drawn the Dark City of Detroit as well as another Droll Bird. We're just going to have to pass on that with no interaction from our opponent. But we do have the no entry set in the back row. We go ahead and activate our Dark Factory so we can draw a little bit more. It looks like we have a Dark Factory of mass production, so that's fun. In either case, they finally bring out the big old goat, which has a monster effect negate, as well as now, after the equipped activation of the Therion Field spell, a spell negate. Joke's on them, I've got trap cards I want to activate. In either case, they go ahead and bring out the Dryas, and they're running through the Sun Avalon line, bringing out the Sunseed Twin, going through, bring back the Loki, getting the healer out, and then they're going to gain life. And now they go up into Aromatherapy Jasmine, bringing out the Mudan Rika Fairy, and they go once again into Rika Con, activating it once again, bringing out the Therion, the big old grass lady, and then, yeah, they're going into Burgolancer, which would be cool if I had a monster to just bounce, but in either case, I'll still take the 25, but I don't have to worry about the two Xyz monsters sinking for damage. I go ahead and activate my Dark Factory, which will get me not one but two Drolls, but they negate it. Joke's on them. I have multiple in my hand, so now I can add another Droll Bird, draw, and I draw my indestructible Construction Train Signal Wren, now equipped with Machine Conversion Factory, which dies because it doesn't get 1,000 boost from the Dark City of Detroit. Well, we try to hopefully draw another Construction Signal Red. Unfortunately, we draw our Stygian Security, so the cops come a little too late, and yeah, we lose. It's alright. The city never sleeps because we are able to go into the wasteland with our big old Mad Dog of Darkness, and once again, a staple of our deck is the no entry. We are going up against Trickstar. They evenly match a board which has a Mad Dog of Darkness, if you can believe that. Yeah. In either case, they just set up a humble 2 Liquors pass, so we are going to be taking quite a bit of a little take 200, take 200, take 200, take 200, take 200, but we live. We go ahead and we set our Stygian Security. This is also an instance of where, you know, when I was building this deck, I didn't really read. I was just looking more on theme of card of what it looks like. I will be honest, confession here. I totally forgot in this moment that Stygian Security is actually a tuner monster. I was just thinking about, oh, it floats, and I just did not read the fact that it is a tuner. So you're going to notice that this Stygian Security is going to stay face down for a couple turns because of my inability to read, but hey, that's just Yu-Gi-Oh for you. In either case, my opponent continues to spam out, and they crash into my Stygian Street Security. Then they go ahead and burn me for 200 as I have drawn a card, and they bring out the Narcissus from hand. Now I go ahead and summon another Mad Dog, and then I go ahead and get the beats going, and my turn pass back over. And then, yeah, this is just a very slow back and forth, back and forth. We take 200 off of the field spell once again, and then they go ahead and add back a Candina, which they're going to add a Licorice. Licorice will then bounce out the Candina, special summoning itself, and end back on us. We draw, and of course we're going to take a bunch of 200s, but this time around, I finally read my cards and realize Stygian Security is a tuner, so we bring out the big police brigade with Stygian Sergeants, and we actually get in a considerable amount of damage. We bring our opponents down to 2,600 life points. They activate 1 day of peace, so that's unfortunate, but we'll be able to make hopefully something happen. We draw the Shredder, and then of course they hit us with the Reincarnation and the Droll. Do you think my deck cares about that? No sirree Bob, and we try to at least hit damage, but then I remember, yeah, it's 1 day of peace, can't really do too much. The light stage goes after my back row, which is once again the tried and true no entry. They're taking care of the police. And then they go into Cyber's Quantum Dragon, which actually bounces and then destroys my field, leaving me only but a humble guard dog. And we have to just rely on the boys, the D-boys, the Detroit boys. In either case, they go ahead and they bounce back my guard dog. They attack into the D-boys. I take 2,000 to special summon 2 more D-boys in attack position, and yeah, we lose. But it's okay, because now we get to go up against Zombie World. Oh joy. We activate the Wasteland, not realizing that that's going to boost our opponent, but also if they activate Zombie World, then our big ol' heavy freight train Derrick Crane, equipped with an Oil Man, would be boosted. As well as, once again, we have that no entry glued to our hand. In either case, they go ahead and they actually have negated our monster, and then they clear the field, and they bring out the Battle Rock as well as a Dark Necro Nether Soul Dragon. The Drago next, so actually we can just send them into defense position because of no entry, so we can keep our life points. Vampire Sucker gives me back an Oil Man, who's actually now just a zombie, which is totally useless, and his union effect is completely inapplicable here. But it's okay, because we can get the beats down with the Mad Dog of Darkness, who's a good boy who runs the southern streets of Detroit. You are! In either case, we're facing down 2 Ballardrogs. I do not foresee that we will be able to do anything. And they also banish my dog. And then they summon out a Unizombie. So now all that stands between me and oblivion is oil. Oh. All that stands between me and oblivion is a Stygian Security and the Stygian Street Patrol. So the police department has arrived, and we can at least clear the SP Little Knight. That's about it. And my opponent just goes straight to battle phase. And it all comes down to the final game, where we're going up against Paleo. And we just go ahead and set the boys, yo. We're gonna hit them with that fresh mix tape. Anyway, we go ahead and flip, and this time we get to bring them all out. We also go ahead and normal summon the Detroit Lions, go up into the Beat Cop from Detroit. Also, we have a construction blockage on the downtown interstate, so we go ahead and hit them hard until they bring out some hallucinogenia and then a tiki bar. But it's okay, because we have a Dark Factory in our back row, and we also have our choo-choo train, which cannot be destroyed. And we go ahead and discard our oil, so we can hopefully draw some more. They clear out, unfortunately, my choo-choo train because of the tiki bar's effect, which bypasses the battle destruction effect. But it's okay, we can activate our no entry. They chain the Eldonia, so even though they still get the material, at least my barricade board blocker stays on the field, but now they have an Opabenia, which means now they can activate their traps from their hand. This ain't great. I go ahead and try to mass factory, and yeah, I got a Stygian Security, which hopefully will flush, but as long as that Tiki Curse is on the field, I foresee that my monster will not be destroyed by a battle, and lo and behold, that is the case. They're able to sink in 18, and now we're in a top deck situation. So, I draw the Guard Dog. I try to get into a better situation, but yeah, Garbage Collector, while it's got a big booty, still doesn't out the Tiki Curse. So, we are now just going to have to take a bunch of damage as they go up into an Anomalocaris. Tiki Curse, and then Anomalocaris. Pass back to the top deck of the Century. No entry. The one card that has been coming tried and true for us this whole time. But even then, Detroit has failed us. Because our top deck is but a humble machine conversion factory, and we just set the entire factory forward, and we lose. Did we win? No. But we had fun. Sort of. And surprisingly, we lasted longer in some of those duels than I thought. That Trickstar game went a little bit longer, and I actually thought I had a decent shot. The police let me down. I'm kidding. But in either case, whoo boy, that was an experience, and I'm sure the D-Boys mixtape was absolute fire. In either case, thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. If you want to see more random themed decks like this, let me know down below in the comments. Give me some inspiration. I know I already have another one that is in the works, but if you want to see another random theme explored, you know I'm going to be tinkering around. In either case, I will catch you all in the next video.